Hey guys, this is Blackened. I'm going to go over how to set up the Territory War Commander and kind of give a little overview of how it works. So the first thing you need to do obviously is get a copy of the squad builder sheet, which I've already done. I've already gotten the permission set. Everything's ready to go. So we're basically starting with downloading your guild, which I've also already done. But what you want to do, put in your ally code. You don't have to enter your guild ID that's entered automatically. Find an ally code of your opponent's guild. If you know how to do that, you can, once you start the TW, you click on their little emblem and look up the name. The easiest way to look up the name is just go to Google, type in swgoh.gg and then space, and then enter their name, the guild name. And as long as it's not some unusual characters, as long as you can spell it, or if you can figure out what the characters are, you usually have a pretty good chance of finding them that way. If you don't find them that way, then I don't know what to tell you. So anyways, these guys were pretty easy to find. You have in a Blast 2, real easy. Didn't have to look up any crazy characters like last time. Luckily, I have someone in my guild that knows Bulgarian and was able to identify the characters pretty quickly. At any rate, so we already downloaded our guild data. I use .gg because later I'm going to show the how the counters tab works, and I just used .gg so you could see the speed for comparison's sake. Unfortunately, it did not download. They didn't have a lot of people with a .gg profile, so the overview looks a little skewed. We downloaded 152 million versus our 243 million. This is who we battled last week, and they were not 152 million. I want to say they were. It was pretty close. It was 240 or 250, something like that. So, anyways, this is just the overview. Shows your guild statistics, total, relics, GLs, all that good stuff. Lists out the GLs, how many you have of each, key characters, all pretty straightforward, easy to read. I added here recently a difference column to just kind of give you a quick picture of what you guys, how you compare. So that just goes to show if you're green. If it's green, you have more. If you're red, it has less. Pretty easy. Okay, so moving on to the twRoster, which is just that. It just lists both guilds' rosters. And how this works is if they're checked, they've joined. Obviously with the opponent's roster, you don't know until you get to the end who all has joined. So you can just basically just assume that they all joined. On your side, that's a little easier. You can just, right before the war starts or, right after, you can go through to the bottom of your in-game list and see who did not join, assuming most of them did, and just uncheck whoever didn't join. And when you do that in the spreadsheet, it removes them from being assigned any assignments. So, I'm not picking on this guy or anything, but we'll just uncheck him just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so once we have all of our guild members selected that have joined the war, we'll switch over to our Commands tab. Here you've got the list of territories. They're labeled by number code T01 through T10. And then this is the actual name in the game with, in parentheses, kind of a general location of where it is on the map, front top for T01. And then over here, you've got your priority weight. So by default, the first one is weighted 1, second one 2, third one 3, and so on. But if you wanted to change that weighting and make territory 3 the first priority, and then territory 1 be the third priority, then it'll go in that order. It'll go territory 3, territory 2, 1, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's what the priority weighting means. So then needed is how many squads are needed per territory. So then it'll populate all of the territories with 25, and it'll say down here, this territory requires 25. You have not yet filled all assignments. So just because I've entered these commands doesn't mean the assignments have been filled. So you'll see this is still highlighted yellow with a 0 because I've not processed the commands yet. So I've set them, but I've not processed them. So I've already pre-populated all of these before the video here, just for the sake of saving time. And they're just random. Just put, you know, bounty hunters and Ewoks and all kinds of random junk. So just to see how it works. And what it'll do is, I did change the weighting here. So it'll go through with the first territory, and then the second territory, third, and so on. But it'll start with these manual assignments. So if you look in the instruction manual, you'll see the difference between manual and group or automatic assignments. The manual assignments are given to a specific player. You know, you say, okay, Blackened, you're going to use the 501st with gas lead. Sir Duncan the Tall, you're going to use your first order with SLKR lead. Those. So then the opposite is true for group commands or automatic commands. This just assigns whoever fits in that range going from top to bottom. It's sorted by GP, so starting at the top of the GP list, whoever falls in that window gets assigned within that quantity. Click on process them here at the top. That'll run through all of them in order. You really only want to use the individuals after you've made an adjustment. So, you know, we'll see in a minute. If you run through the processing and you get to, let's say, territory 9 and discover, oh, I'm going to be short. I don't have, you know, of course we're going to have this, but, you know, your guild may not have 25 Empire with EP lead. So if you run into that and you've only got, let's say, 15 of them, then you need to figure out what's going to fill the other 10. But let's go back up here and kind of watch this fill in. You can see it's already started up here. It's filled in these 2 manual assignments. Let's see, it should have... Okay, so there's no manuals. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So it's already gone through all of the individual assignments, the manual assignments, and it's assigned these 2 to territory 1. And now it's going through and starting the group assignment. So it's going to start with territory 3. So we'll scroll down there and watch that. Now you'll see this more than likely will fill all 25. And it'll start up here and show you what the GP is for that entire territory. So that territory filled with all 25 assignments, and the grand total for the galactic power is 2.35 million. So now it's going to move on to territory 2. And you can see it filled in all 15 of the bounty hunter squads. Okay, I got nervous there for a moment because I saw this 1 here and then 15 and 10. I thought that's 26. What's going on? But it didn't assign that because I don't have Mon Mothma. I mean, I have her. I just don't have her. I don't think she's probably not 6,000 GP. Okay, so that was right. Okay, that made me nervous. I thought, oh man, what in the world? Anyways, okay, so now you can see all of the territories are filled except for territory 8, which is the rear fleet. And I let that do that on purpose to show you how to do an individual territory. Okay, so I asked for 25 malevolence fleets, but we only have 22. So what are we going to do to fill the space? The other fleet territory is already filled with all negotiator, or at least 25 of them. So rather than play my chances and you know, set negotiator and turns out we don't have enough of them, I'm just going to put in executrix. Need executrix, and I'm just going to say I don't need 25, but I'm just going to put 25 in there to fill the gap. Because what can happen is for the next territory or the next war, I may clear this out and you know, set the numbers differently or something. I don't know. I just always leave it at 25 or the maximum. It's not going to assign them anyways. So anyways, once we decide we need to change this, obviously I entered 25. Nothing's happened yet because there's nothing already listed. So we have to go up here, and instead of reprocessing the entire territory or the entire battlefield, I'm just going to process territory 8. So it, you know, won't take nearly as long. So we'll watch it'll clear out everything that's in there, and it'll reprocess the whole territory. It does this for the manual assignments as well as the automatic assignments. So it's going through looking for manual assignments. There aren't any there. See, nothing there. And then it'll populate the 22 again, and then it'll fill the gap with the 3 of the executrix fleets. And there you go. So now everything's checked off, and you see all of the totals here. And now you can actually go back to the twOverview and get a kind of a bird's eye view of what's been assigned. So we've assigned 1 GL, we've assigned 120 relic 7s. I'm not going to go down this whole list, but you can just see everything that's been assigned so far. 20 gas, 27 Maliks, and then you can see what's left over, what's available. So that's kind of the twCommands in a nutshell, but I wanted to show you something else that's pretty handy. You can also go to the squadProgress tab, and I've already got this pre-populated with the Sith Empire team. And you can tell it, okay, so I want, you know, specific members to be assigned Sith Empire. So I want Bibendum, I guess that's how you say that, Mr. Justice, Doc Lobster, and Judge Dead. Okay, and I'll show you something else with Judge Dead here in a moment. So once you select which ones you want, then you'll send those, you'll push them over to the twCommands. And when it's finished, it'll prompt you and say, okay, that's done. Do you want to clear it out? So give that a second. Assignments pushed to twCommands. The selected assignments have been pushed to twCommands. Would you like to clear the assignments now? Yes. Okay, so those cleared out. Now we can come over here to twCommands, scroll up, and you can see they were sent over here to the respective territories, but they were not actually assigned. You can see I still wasn't assigned this one because I don't have it. These weren't assigned because they weren't here when we pushed the processing, or we processed the commands. Same here. So since I've got 2 different ones, I could go through one at a time, or I could just reprocess the whole thing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to ignore this territory 1, and I'm going to reprocess territory 2. Okay. So again, it's going to clear everything out and start over from scratch. Now what it's doing is it's looking at the entire database of our guild. And what's happening is every time a squad is assigned or a character is assigned to a squad in a territory, that character for that member is flagged and it said, okay, this is used. Can't use it again. So it just did that for Mr. Justice. Flagged Mr. Justice's, the Sith Empire squad. Can't use that anymore. Again, didn't assign Mon Mothma because I don't have it. And then it went up to the automatic assignments and did bounty hunters, assigned 15 of those. But now, instead of doing 10 of the Sith Empire of Malak, it's going to do 9 because it already has one down here. Why does it only have one? Judge Dead had the squad. We saw it right here. Judge Dead. He has everything we need checked off. It's ready to go. We did assign it. It's right here. Why is it not assigned? Well, if you go to the exclusion sheet, you can see Judge Dead marked Darth Revan, Darth Malak, Bastilla Shan, HK-47, Sith Empire Trooper. He excluded those, so they won't be assigned. But it's okay because we have plenty of others to fill the slack and everything is covered. It's ready to go. We're ready to push these commands to Discord. Now that you have all of your assignments filled, the commands are processed, all the territories are filled, you can go and just have a look at what was actually assigned in the twAssignments tab. And this just lists every territory, and it's broken down. You can see it's broken down by territory 1, 2, 3, and then grouped by manual assignments and automatic assignments. So you can expand that and see all the manual assignments. These are the two that weren't assigned because they didn't have the squad for whatever reason. And then under automatic assignment, that just lists everything that fell under that automatic assignment. But you can come back over here again, look at the overview and all that good stuff. So let's move over to TW Discord. This is a list of everyone in the guild that was given an assignment. My name is not on the list because I'm already over here. So this is just people that don't have a Discord ID. To very quickly populate the list over here, this way, paste special, paste values only. There we go. Okay, now I have my my list of members that have been given assignments. Those are the only ones that matter for this purpose. But you'll see again, they're still on this list because they don't have a Discord ID. Now, in order to get a Discord ID, this is not their username. This is not at Blackened #4037. This is 3707 blah, 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 blah. So to get your player's Discord ID, you'll go to the Discord, to the chat room, and as if you're going to start pinging them, you'll type in the ampersand and either start typing in some letters of their name if there are a lot of people on the server, or for me there's just the one, so I can just select it. Go to the front of that tag and type in \, and you'll see it commented out. And at this point you can either send it to chat and you'll see it converted it to the Discord ID, or instead of, because this is going to ping whoever it is every time you do this, you can also start tagging them, but then go back through the whole same process, comment it out with the \. But this time I'll highlight all of it and then do cut, Command X on my Mac, Control X on a PC. Now I'll stay in the same spot and then do Command V, and when I paste it, now it's the ID instead of the player tag. So now I can highlight the Discord ID without the \, You do need the greater than and less than signs, but you don't need the backslash. And then we'll come back over to the TW Discord tab, select the column next to the player's ID, the player name, and then you'll just paste it into that column, that cell. And I don't know if it would cause any problems, but I usually delete any extra spaces just in case. And then you'll see my name was removed from that list. Take that away. My name shows up here. When I paste it back, the name disappears. So that's how you get Discord IDs. What I would suggest is, I don't know, it depends on what you feel like is less work, but either write out the instructions or have your members watch this little tidbit, or maybe find something that's already written out. But have your player base do it for you, your guild do it for you, so that you don't have to do this 49 or however many times. You can just tell everybody to DM you your player ID so that you don't have to do all that work. Once everything looks good on the TW Discord tab, you've got all we'll just assume we have all of the Discord IDs filled in, and the webhook URL is entered, group role is entered, we're ready to start pushing it to Discord. So you'll come over here, click on the Discord logo, and it will start pushing. You'll see here in the corner, it'll start pushing the commands to Discord. Just zoom in there, and you can see it starts off with the announcement with the everyone tag. Rules come next, then the overview map, and then it starts tagging people with their individual assignments. You can see I'm the only one that had a tag, so it tags me. Everybody else, it just lists them by name. And now it's going to start pushing the group assignments, and basically this is just a summary of what you entered in the twCommands tab. It just says, obviously what territory it is, and then if you had selected the post image slices, it would post in that image with each territory. But since we didn't select that, it's just going to say, okay, this territory, territory 3 is Ewoks. You need 25 Ewoks. If you had specified the GP, it'd say the GP next to it. So then you can scroll up here and find, if you had the Discord ID, obviously it would tag and it'd be a lot easier to find, your own assignments. But otherwise it just shows, this player, this is what they're assigned in each territory. Pretty similar to like Echo Base or something like that. But that's it. At the very top, like I said, it shows the map, shows the rules, and then the announcement. I may swap this and put this at the very bottom instead, so it doesn't get overlooked, because somebody might scroll up and just find their assignment and not bother. Why would you bother to continue scrolling up? So I'll put this at the bottom in the next release. But then that's it as far as the Discord post is concerned. Now this function is a patron subscriber feature. I do require that users be a Padawan at least level subscriber, which is $5 a month. If you're not a patron subscriber, Patreon subscriber, you can still use the sheet. It just won't have the ability. It'll check before you submit to Discord, and if you don't have it, you'll just have to copy and paste the commands over. But $5 a month is, it's not much in the grand scheme of things, considering what all this thing will do for you. So that does it for the setup of the TW Commander. If you have any questions on how to use the sheet or how to set it up or anything, please feel free to reach out to me on Discord. If you are not a member of the Discord server, you can go up here and in the Squad Builder menu, and there's a link right here for Discord. There are also help videos to kind of walk you through the setup of each thing. As soon as this video is posted, I'll add another one for twCommander down here at the bottom. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy the sheet.